Morning all. Please be seated. So first up, I want to welcome, we've got some parents joining us. We're a little depleted because there are a lot of things happening on and off campus, but lovely to have some parents with us. We've also got some future Shawnigan students with us. I saw them of all different ages coming up the chapel steps. We've also got a special family joining us from Oregon on the live stream. And they let me know they were going to tune into this service, and their history stretches back to the school from the 1950s. So welcome to them. I think their family are gathered around the screen to watch this. But before we start chapel, I want to do a few shout-outs. Thanks to all the students who delivered the Stag Cafe, raising awareness and funds for November yesterday. I was off campus, but heard there was some terrific rock band performances from the junior and senior rock bands, so thanks to you. I'm not sure whether we've publicly announced this to the students or not. I certainly haven't, but I'm going to do it. I'm always struck at Shawnigan that we have remarkable staff doing remarkable things. And whether they're here or not, I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Logan. You know, he made that film that was had its debut at the Regenerative Futures Conference, and he's entered it on our encouragement into various film festivals. And this is the documentary on the Thunder Indigenous Rugby Tour to New Zealand. But at the LA Film Awards in October, he won Best Indie Filmmaker for that film, and he was also runner-up for an honourable mention for the documentary, which is quite a remarkable achievement, and great that we have such staff as role models and inspiring all of us in their work. And the second one, some of you might have picked up that Ms. Manuel has been shortlisted to the last 5 of the CBC Poetry Prize. And those of you who are taught by her know that she's actually a novelist by trade. And out of 3,200 entries across Canada, she was chosen for the last 5. And she credits it for her poem. She credits it with her interactions in recent years with her AP literature classes, and you giving her the confidence to write poetry, just as she has encouraged many of you in other areas and genres of creative writing. And this is her quote: "I would not have done it were it not for my students and how much they inspire me." So it's really that reciprocal partnership between teachers, educators, staff members here, and you, the student body. But let's hear it for them. And the other thing I want to say before the start of chapel is that once you've left this place, it's a lifelong journey, and that really resonated for me yesterday. I went to a celebration of life of an 83-year-old Shawnigan alum in Vancouver. His name was Roy McIntosh, and he was head boy here, loved the school deeply after he left here. And after the service, laid out on a table were lots of photos of him, but it included the photo of he was a great rower, he went on to row for Canada, but there was a black and white picture of him from the late 1950s of him with his best friends and his rowing crew, and it even had his old rowing blades and his Shawnigan sweater out on the table, honouring the passing of his life. And I think the most touching thing of all is his family chose the Lonsdale's House hymn, "How Great Thou Art," for the chapel service, knowing that would resonate deeply with him. So I thought you'd like to know that, and I really wanted to share it with you. So from the Lonsdale's House hymn yesterday to it's going to be a Ripley's service, looking forward to that, but we're going to start with the Grove's House hymn, hymn number 4, please stand.
Just want to put out there a special welcome to Ron Killian, who is a substitute organist for Miss Daniels today. Miss Daniels couldn't be here, so Ron stepped in. Thank you so much, Ron. So this is our fourth house chapel of the year, and Ripley's is providing leadership. So today we'll get started with a land acknowledgement by Zach Triplo. So please come up, Zach.
My name is Zach, and I'm a descendant of the Maori people of New Zealand. This morning, we take time to acknowledge, with respect, the Coast Salish peoples. On their traditional lands and waterways, we live, play, and learn. I'm grateful for the chance to be part of this beautiful region, and for the countless memories I've had here. A land acknowledgement is about more than giving thanks, but also about taking action. Tangible action creates authenticity in the work of truth and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. As a school and as individuals, may we continue to strive towards meaningful action in the effort of building relationships with the First Nations around us.
Thank you, Zach. So the theme for today's chapel is Ripley's house motto, Acta non verba, or actions, not words. For the reading today, I would like to ask Camden Dingley, a grade 12 student from Ripley's, to come to the front. Camden will offer the reading, and he will also offer a short introduction to the reading. Thank you.
Over November break, I had the pleasure of going on the Hollywood film industry tour. A special thanks to the staff, Ms. Bryant, Mr. Hale, Mr. Smith in Seattle, and Mr. Goodman. I couldn't recommend this trip enough for any students thinking about pursuing the film industry. While traveling, I had the opportunity to attend an alumni dinner in Los Angeles, where I got to meet Bill Ripley. He never attended Shawnigan himself, but his father was a prefect over 100 years ago under C.W. Lonsdale. So of course, one of the first questions I asked Mr. Ripley was, why is my house named after his father? Not only was he proud to answer, but he also indirectly explained why our house motto is Acta non verba. Mr. Ripley explained that there was a fire in the main building in the mid-1920s. Alec B. Ripley, alongside another prefect, Captain J.J. D. Groves, helped usher, save, and pull students from the burning dormitory. I got physical chills when Bill was telling me this story at dinner because it is genuinely the best example of actions, not words, I've ever heard. I will now read a poem written by Edgar Guest that embodies the themes of perseverance and enthusiasm we ask the boys of Ripley's to uphold whilst acting towards challenges. Rev Ruth encouraged me to read this poem with a bit of passion, so bear with me as I try my best. It couldn't be done by Edgar Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he had tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has done it. But he took off his coat, and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesize failure. There are thousands to point out to you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. Just buckle it in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just tackle the thing, or just start to sing as you tackle the thing that couldn't be done, and you'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Camden, for a great reading and also offering that insightful introduction. Thank you. So actions, not words. For anyone who knows me well, they know that standing up in front of so many people week after week is actually quite difficult for me. So much of my role here at the school involves words and speaking. Public speaking is part of most all leadership roles, and especially as a priest, I kind of I kind of signed up to share my thoughts in a very public way. It comes with this vocation. That said, I'm much more comfortable as a doer, behind the scenes, engaging in tangible, active ways with different projects and initiatives. I love to get things done, and sometimes words seem to get in the way of the doing. I appreciate the Ripley's House motto because it reminds us that it's what we do that truly defines us. I think of those who changed history, not by speeches alone, but by commitment that matched their message. I was grateful for Camden's insights into the history of how Ripley's motto was selected from the Shawnigan Lake School context, and I also did a little looking into the motto, actions, not words, and where it originates in the larger world. The well-known phrase, actions speak louder than words, has roots in ancient philosophy. For example, Confucius, the Chinese philosopher who lived from 551 to 479 before Common Era, wrote, "The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterward speaks according to his actions." Another direct link to the motto that I could find is to the suffragettes. The suffragettes were members of the women's suffrage movement in the early 20th century who fought for women's right to vote. Led by figures like Emmeline Pankhurst, they're most known for their use of the slogan, "Deeds, not words." Just the other week, I heard an interview on CBC with Margaret Atwood, who is a famous Canadian novelist, poet, and activist. In this interview, she mentioned the existentialist concept, "You are what you do." Since listening to the interview, this continues to come back to me again and again. You are what you do. I wonder if we all could take a moment to reflect right now. What is it that you do that helps make you who you are? What actions do you take that make you feel most truly alive or most truly aligned to that deepest part of yourself? Try to think of one action that you do that you are proud of doing that brings you joy, just like the character in the reading today. What brings a smile to your face even though it might be challenging? Once you have an action in mind, try making a commitment to yourself that you will do this action either today or as soon as it might be possible. It's important that we challenge ourselves and that we engage in whatever brings us joy. Being guided by actions, not words, means refusing to let words replace responsibility. I'm always so impressed with the students who volunteer to speak in chapel. It takes a lot of courage to stand in front of your community, not only because it is scary in the moment to have so many people watching and listening to you, but also because there's a tremendous responsibility to speak about certain values that you uphold. When you speak about them so publicly, you're then expected to act them out in your own life. And in a community this size and so close, it's pretty much impossible to hide those times when you act without integrity. So next, we'll sing a hymn together, but after we sing, you get to hear from 3 Ripley students who felt inspired to speak and to tell you to speak to all of you today, to their community, about their motto. So for now, please stand. We'll sing hymn number 11, Callan Land, Samuel House Hymn.
Earthly riches, first our gold.
I'd now like to ask the student speakers for today's chapel to come to the front. And today we'll be hearing from Wyatt Wilson, Sullivan Bryan, and Tucker Jordan. Please come on up.
I've been in Ripley since grade 9, and I'm proud to say I've been through the thick and thin during my time here at Shawnigan. Over these years, I've learned that Ripley isn't just a place we live. It's a community that shapes who we are. Collectively as a house, for almost 100 years, we have strived to represent our motto the best of our ability: acta non verba, action, not words. To me, our motto means everything. It's a standard, a reminder, and a challenge. It's something to live by as a student, a teammate, and a person. I think it's important to highlight the word action. Action for me is trying to my best to go extra, to take the extra step to support others around me, whether it's putting myself in someone else's shoes or taking just the one extra mile to support my peers. Although it may seem difficult at first, I can confidently say showing up when action is needed is one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. Anybody can take action, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. Personally, I've had the privilege to meet and live with many great people who have inspired me over my time here at Shawnigan. The grade 12s who set the standard, the grade 11s who step up and take action, and the juniors who truly complete the house. From everyone who I've looked up to, they all share the same characteristics: selflessness, confidence, and true character. Character isn't what you claim about yourself. It's built in the quiet decisions to do the right thing and the kindness to help someone without expecting anything in return. It's choosing to be the one who takes action when others only talk about it. That is where true character is built. Next, Sully will talk about what actions, not words, means to him. Thank you.
For me, the Ripley's House motto teaches us that it's not enough to talk about what we'll do. What matters is what we actually do. Actions are what people remember. Here at Shawnigan, our words alone don't define us. Our actions do. The student who helps a classmate who is struggling, the person who always follows through with what they say, or the person who gives 100% at everything they do. These are the people who leave a lasting impact on our community. Our actions inspire others and make Shawnigan stronger. And the impact doesn't stop at Shawnigan's gates. The actions we take here and the ways we show up for others will carry beyond school into life. People remember those who act, not just those who talk. My grandfather, Keith Bryan, has always told me since I was young that at the end of the day, all I have is my word. So if I say I'm going to do something, I have to follow through with it and do it to the best of my ability. This has stuck with me throughout my life and has helped me with all the successes I've achieved so far. So by turning intention into action, we show who we truly are and leave a mark that lasts. So I invite all of us, myself included, to take this motto beyond words. Let's make our actions louder than what we say. Let's leave a lasting impact here at Shawnigan and carry it with us wherever we go. Acta non verba. Lastly, we will hear from Tucker.
When I first thought about what our house motto actually means for us at Ripley's, I realized it's not just a nice Latin phrase. It's something we try to live by every day. Anyone can promise things or give a speech or repeat a motto, but acting on what you believe takes courage, integrity, and humility. In rugby, this motto really speaks to me. On the pitch, you can call plays, you can motivate your teammates, you can say you have their backs, but really, it counts on what you do. Do you protect your teammates? Do you stay low when it hurts? Do you drive? Or do you pick up the ball and make the next play? That's where acta non verba shows up clearly for me. In boarding life, there are so many little moments where Ripley's motto matters. When someone in your house is having a rough day, you don't just say, "I hope it gets better." You show up, whether it's helping a younger student find their way, or volunteering for house tasks, or stepping in when someone's stuck. Those actions build trust. And over time, this makes Ripley's more than just a house. This makes it a real home. As we go through this week, I want to challenge us, especially my fellow housemates, to think, where in our daily life can we act more? How can our words, our intentions, turn into actions? It could be on the field, in the dorm, in our friendships, or even in the small moments no one sees. Let's try to live a little more like our motto. Let's be humans who act, let's be humans who build, and let's be humans who serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Wyatt, Sully, and Tucker. Great job. I know you worked hard on your speeches, and so appreciate you each coming up here. So next we get to sing for this house chapel, the Ripley's House Hymn, hymn number 8, I Hear Thy Welcome Voice. Please stand. We'll now have prayers of the community, and we'll offer the prayers in different languages to celebrate some of the different countries and backgrounds represented within Ripley's. So in addition to English prayers, we'll have Korean, German, Spanish, and Romanian. I would like to welcome Sam, Harry, Lawrence, Elio, and Victor. Please come to the front.
We take time to think about all those in need and to think of all the blessings in our lives. If it is your wish or practice, please respond to the bidding in your mercy by saying together out loud, "Hear our prayer." On this Saturday chapel, with leadership from Ripley's House, we pray that all of the students and staff in Ripley's will be a living example of our house motto, acta non verba, actions, not words. In your mercy,
we pray that as a school community, our deeds speak louder than our words, and the good we do each day reflects the values we strive to uphold. Teach us to serve with humility, lead with courage, and love through action. 우리는 학교 공동체로서 우리가 매일 행하는 선한 일들이 우리가 지키고자 노력하는 가치들을 잘 반영하기를 기도합니다. 겸손으로 섬기고 용기로 이끌며 행동으로 사랑하도록 우리를 가르쳐 주십시오. In your mercy,
We pray for peace and understanding among people, here at the school and worldwide. We pray especially for an end to the violence in Ukraine and the Middle East. Wir beten für Frieden und Verständnis unter den Menschen, sowohl hier an der Schule als auch weltweit. Wir beten besonders für ein Ende der Gewalt in der Ukraine und im Nahen Osten. In your mercy, hear our prayer.
We pray for our outstanding member of the Shawnigan Committee, Francois Elame, class of 1953, who recently passed away. Francois was a head boy at the school and went to be founding member and chair of the Shawnigan USA Found Board of Directors. Francois was a Shawnigan through and through. We pray for the LMA family as they grieve this loss. We give thanks for the gift of life among us. May he rest in peace, held always in eternal light. Oramos por un miembro de la larga trayectoria en la comunidad de Shawnigan, Francois Elame, promoción de 1953, quien falleció recientemente, que descanse ahora en paz, sostenido siempre en la luz eterna. In your mercy, hear our prayer.
We pray, help us to use our voices and our lives for justice, compassion, and the dignity of every human being. Ajută-ne să folosim vocile și viețile noastre pentru dreptate, compasiune și demnitate fiecărei ființe umane. In your mercy, hear our prayer. We take a brief moment to consider any other hopes and intentions stirring from within. For the concerns that we have spoken aloud and those spoken in the only silent sanctuary of our hearts, in your mercy, hear our prayer.
Thank you, Sam, Harry, Lawrence, Elio, and Victor. Next, we'll have the musical performance, and I'd like to welcome Max Vondenbrinken, who will be playing the piano, and he will introduce his piece. Thank you, Max.
Hi everyone, my name's Max, and I will be playing a mashup of River Flows and You and Experience.
incredibly moving performance. I'm sure you felt in the applause the love and appreciation from everyone. And just want to extend a huge thank you to Ripley's House, who really threw themselves into this chapel, prepared so much, and with such enthusiasm. So thank you very much to Ripley's. And also big thank you to Mr. Ron Killian, our substitute organist today. If everyone could join me in a round of applause for Ron. Thank you. Okay, and please stand as we close the service with hymn number 7, How Great Thou Art, Lonsdale's house hymn.
Singing that so beautifully. You transplanted from St. Philip's Church in Vancouver yesterday to here this morning. It's beautiful to hear that hymn. Thanks, Ripley's. And I've always absolutely loved your motto, Acta non verba. And in fact, over the November break, I was over on the East Coast, over in New England, visiting young alumni at different universities with Cathini. And we met up with one former Ripley student who was head boy. He could well have been your head of house, Jojo Tanaka Campbell. And all of you know him inadvertently because as you walk into the arena, he's the hockey player splashed mid-action on the right-hand side as you walk in. And he's now at Yale University, and he gave up the whole day for us to show us around. And for me, he really is the embodiment of acta non verba, both then when he was at Ripley's and now today. And I particularly owe him because he was head boy during my first year as head of school. And as you can imagine, new head was tripping and stumbling my way through my first year, unaware every day of what was ahead of me, he was by my side and took incredible care of the Lamonts as we settled into the Shawnigan community. And the other Ripley's moment I want to pick up on is also from November break, and I can see him directly ahead of me, Cam Dingley. I believe you also, inspired by Remembrance Day on the LA trip, suggested to the group that you thought that at the 11th hour on the 11th day of November that everyone should have a moment's silence in the group. So thank you, Cam, and again, acta non verba. This weekend it's going to be pretty exciting, lots of sport happening, hockey arena, I think there's an under-18 boys game, 2:30, there's an under-17 boys game at 5 o'clock, and particularly exciting, we have the Roboteers up in action. They're not here today, up in the gym at the robotics tournament. Please do head up there. Even if you have absolutely no interest in robotics, get up there, because it is quite an extraordinary display of what's happening up there, and it's really rather cool. So pop in, support them, and good luck to our rowers tomorrow at the head of the lake. Hopefully calm waters and lots of success for you. And I'm going to finish with acta non verba. Please stand.